Hey, welcome to the series where we go over various dive specialties. Today we will be going over the Drysuit certification. So, without further ado, let's dive on in. So, what are you going to learn from the Drysuit certification specialty? You will learn how to take care of the Drysuit first and foremost. You'll also learn how to don it. That includes connecting the low inflator hose to the various valves that are required. You also learn how to prevent squeeze, which, trust me, nobody wants squeeze. I've had squeeze, and you do not want squeeze. I don't care who you are. It is very uncomfortable. You'll also go over the different types. You've got vulcanized rubber, neoprene. Yes, it is the same kind of neoprene that you would have in a wetsuit. It's same concept, only you have seals on the various parts where water would normally flow through, including having a waterproof zipper. As you know, the water getting in through the zipper and running down the back, ooh, just the roughest part beginning a dive. That's why we just go ahead and giant stride in. Going through the specialty course, you'll also learn how to repair the dry suits. You go into it a little more in depth than you would in your open water in terms of what you learn with the wetsuits. Dry suits are oftentimes more of a do-it-yourself, get it taken care of type deal. A lot of people get dry suits for the durability and how long it will last versus a wetsuit, which can wear down and the actual cells of the wetsuit or the neoprene can break down quite quickly. That is an issue you don't have with the dry suits. With that being said, what is the difference between a wetsuit and a dry suit? Well, first, a wetsuit is basically just a bunch of air pockets put together, woven really tightly, and they prevent water from passing through them. But you have the various openings on the wetsuit, including the zipper and the wrists, the neck, the legs, that let water through, but it prevents the water from flowing easily. So whatever water gets trapped in there usually stays in there for quite a long time, allowing your body to warm it up and keep you warm in the process. Dry suits, however, are well sealed, and ideally you don't get any water in them. Something that you will often see with a wetsuit is whenever you're diving in cooler temperature waters or just cooler air temperature. A lot of experienced divers will get a thermos full of warm water, or maybe whatever dive destination you're at will have a faucet of warm water that you can flood your wetsuit with. Another thing is whenever you see divers coming from a deep dive, going past that thermocline into the warmer water, you'll see them flush their wetsuit and let that warm water flood in and keep them warm. Dry suit, you do not want water in them at all. If you're getting water in them, you may have to look at the seals and look at repairing them. Unlike the natural insulation that a wetsuit would give you, a dry suit gives you insulation by trapping air between you and the water. More often than not, the insulation comes from what kind of undergarments you wear. Some people will wear just everyday clothes, some people have long johns. There's also specifically made undergarments for dry suits. They might run you a little more, but it just depends on what you're diving and what kind of temperatures you're working with. You also have to take in consideration that dry suits are a lot harder to get on and off than a wetsuit in most cases. So whatever you're diving, you want to make sure you're as comfortable in as possible. Dry suits, while more complicated and more expensive, they do give you an extensive ability to stay warm and pick and choose how you stay warm, which makes them great to have in your dive locker year-round, no matter what temperature you're diving in, unless, of course, you're diving in nothing but hot springs, which, if that's the case, let me know where you're diving. I need to be there. I'm tired of this cold weather already. And here's my pro tip of the day. Talk to your dive shop before purchasing a dry suit or going with the specialty. A lot of shops, if you give them that business in purchasing a dry suit, since they're so expensive, will go ahead and bundle the dry suit and the specialty course in and teach you how to use it. That way you're not spending, thousands on thousands. You're only spending little thousands, which is a plus, especially when you're considering how long dry suits last when you take care of them. So there is a quick introduction on the dry suit specialty. What are you waiting for? Get out there and suit up!